What's going on, family? This is True to the Shrine with another weekly Watch This video. Let's jump straight into it we have not much red news coming up next week. The only red news that we have is on Tuesday, August 5th at 9 a.m. We have PMI, and on Thursday we have unemployment claims. Not much to worry about there. We have a few significant earnings to look out for, like AMD, which is after market close on Tuesday. We have Pfizer before open on Tuesday. We have Shopify earnings on Wednesday before open, and Uber earnings on Wednesday before open as well. Fubo will be at before open on Friday, and that look like the most of it. That's the ones I'll be looking out for as far as earnings, significant earnings coming up this week. To jump in into the watch list. I like Abby Bob. Shout out to the team. Shout out to the family. They already was looking up on top of this Abby vibe. And to just start off, we have like this wedge going on the 6 hour. And you can see this on the week as well, with price just keep projected at 198.98. Well, in my opinion, and based on what I'm seeing on the charts, I believe that this Abiva can push above 198.98 pretty soon, which is also the previous month high. So Abiva been struggling at this range, but I believe with time, we can see a significant push. We have been consolidating within this range for weeks now, and Abiva will want to push out. It's not a matter of how, it's a matter of when. So, with that being said, I think buying time on the contracts will be the best way to approach this. Mainly because, again, it's just been consolidating. It's not no real way to tell when this is going to break out, but I think it will break out soon. So, I recommend grabbing some September contracts because I believe this stock will head straight for 210.69. It can stop, well, it can see a nice pullback, or you can create a nice target of the 50% of this bar of 4.3, which would be 205.97. So that's the targets. I like calls above 197.07 for Abivar. That will trigger the 312 to the upside. We want to break above 198.98. So you can take calls above 197.07 or 198.98. If we stay above 198.98, that is a huge bullish signal. We want to target 205.97, and then we want to target 210.69. Now we can go further beyond 210.69, but we will receive some turbulence or a pullback because, as you can see, this is a significant area as well. I also want to point out on the month, I believe we are stuck in a mother bar. Yes, so we've been stuck within this mother bar for 4 months now, and we want to get that two up on a month and eventually capture those equal highs. So be patient with Abiva. This is not a stock that, will rocket, but when it does rocket, it pays very nice. So I also like this point of control. I like how price has been wrapping around this point of control. So in my opinion, Abiva looks explosive. It's just a matter of when. It's just a matter of when. And again, I think this will explode pretty soon. So okay, we want to be on the safe side, though. We want to be on the safe side. I like the September's 210 calls for 1.98. That's cheap considering how much time is on this. And again, 210 is our target. So I think any time besides September, you'll be putting risks. You'll be playing with significant risk. These are a little spready. I don't like that. But you will be playing with a little bit of risk. Again, I like the September's 210s, which has a good spread. Yeah, so keep an eye out for Abiva. We already had earnings, so we don't have to worry about earnings. And yeah, I like this play a lot. I like this one a lot. Next thing I'm gonna talk about HD. I'm noticing setups within HD. I like the way HD look. Let's start from the top. So do have full time frame continuity starting from the QR. We do have the room to go two down, two up on the QR as well. breaking that 389.75. Come down to the month. We also have a potential go two up in a month. Here's one thing I like about candlesticks. I'm always looking at how candlesticks close the body in that form. And what I notice with my time trading is when the body of the candlesticks close as a doji, for especially on a higher time frame, and it has done this consecutively, that is squeezing. Eventually, price we want to break out. And as I'm looking at this, I just noticed there is a pennant going on here as well. There is a pennant going on there as well. So I think price will eventually break out with HD. I like how this is set up. Might take its time breaking out, but we'll see what happens. It's been holding this 367.51 and 367.14. It's been holding that range. It does have earnings on the 18th. So we want to look for a move soon before earnings. If you swing through earnings, again, that's your risk to take. I'm not a big fan of swinging through earnings, but sometimes, you might get paid. Um, that being said, the day have a 3-2 setup, perfect for entering on Monday if we trigger 378.80. That's our trigger entry. And if you look at the hybrid time frames, I'm loving the 2 days and the 3 days and the 4 days. So the 2 days is also a 2-2 rev. The 3 day is 2-2 rev as well. And the 4 day, which I really like, is a 2-2 rev as well, hammering. So again, we just want to break out of this 381.08. Eventually target the previous quarter high to get that rev on the quarter, and then we're gonna see what happens from there. If we break through that, say target 397.07. Let's see what that looks like on the day. Yep. So loving the way HD look. Again, it's like that wedge and it's tightening and it's sitting on the point of control. If you notice, if you've been watching these videos, it's the same kind of setups, the same kind of setups over and over. So let's hit that analyze tab. I mean, if you go with the 380Cs weeklies, that's a risk, obviously. But if you want to minimize some risk, you can go with the 15th of August 380Cs for $415 per contract, right? And let me just put this down. If we could get that breakout by the end of the week, this what this is how much the contracts will pay. So again, we want to hit that 389.75. We go back 389.75. That would be over 180% return on investment with that. Now, if we do that, come next week around around the 13th, that's over 140%. So this is what we want to target. These are the cons that we want to pick. You never know what can happen. But if you do go with the weeklies, you might want to go light and size in properly because there's a chance that it can still consolidate before it does pop. And let's see how much that would be. So if we do end up popping and you have weeklies, you can expect over 300% return on investment. Even with the 386, you can expect over a 180 return on investment. And with the 383.12, you can expect over an 80% on investment. And 383.12, it's not that far up. It's only right around this range. So we want that 386.37. Now that I'm looking at it, 36.37. Now that I'm looking at it, if you do get the weeklies, you can target those. I would take profit around that range. And if you know HD, you can hit that in 1 or 2 days. So if we do get that breakout, if we can clear 381.08, because that's a major range. That's equal highs. We want to clear that. If we do hit 386.37, that's a good payday for weeklies. Again, if you want to be on the safe side, just grab the monthlies. Right? Its sister, Lowe's. I like Lowe's as well. Lows look good too. So got that 2-2 ref potential coming off these lows, no pun intended. I like this base in the area we've been sitting in, right? They've been buying, institutions love buying lows at this range of 220. They've been keeping the same trend happening. So we like that. That's something we want to see. We have the potential to go 2-2 rev on the quarter above 237.54. And, excuse me. I can't talk today. And then we look at the monthly. We got potential to go two up on a month. I know my people that got the hybrid time frames on TraderView. I know y'all see something special going on, right? So my version of being able to see something special going on is again the body of these candles. They close as dojis and they close tight. I know price is getting ready to rip, either for earnings or before that. So yeah, that's how I'm able to see it. Let's go on the week. The week then closed the best. We will open up inside on the week, but I still like this, right? Again, I know the hybrid time frame just saying something nice. I've seen how we closed on the monthly. It's just a matter of when. Coming down to the daily, we got a nice 2-2 rev. As long as price hold 220.17, I love this play. Looking at the hybrid time frames, the hybrid time frames don't look bad either. Looking at the 2 day, we got a 2-2 rev. Let's take calls above 228.36. Let's target 230.10. Let's target 230.40. And let's see if we can eventually get up to the previous quarter high at 237.54. Looking at the contracts, we got 237.52. I like the August 15th for these for 305, 230 Cs. Yeah, we get around that 230 range. That put the contracts in the money. And if we hit that by end of week, let's say by mid next week, that's still some decent return on investment there. So let's look at the 236.11 or 237.54. So 237.54. I like that target. That would net over 100% return on investment, over 140% return on investment. So, and that's only right there. And this is on the 2 day. Again, if these decide to rip, you can hit these targets within 1 week. These targets are fairly close, and the contracts pay fairly well. All right. Next ticker I'm going to be looking at is TJX. I like the way TJ Maxx is looking. Let's start up with the higher time frames. Coming out to the quarterly time frame as think of swim loads. Let's go to a month. So we'll just check out the month. This has been squeezing for quite some time. We do have the potential to go 2-2 rev on the month above. I don't have it marked down. So above 127.13. So we got a 2-2 rev on 127.13. And on the week, we have a potential two up on a week. What I like about this daily is that price been rattling around this point of control, and I think that we can see a pop pretty soon from TJX. We do have some discrepancies. 127.07, even though that's our core trigger as well, it's also equal highs. What this means is if we do get to that range, there's a chance that it can see a pullback. Now, if it does pull back within the range of 124.53 and 123.49, this trade is still valid as long as it stay above 123.49. Okay. Some trades just require patience, and some of them we know when they're ready to pop. This one just might require some patience. So I got the 2 day, got a 2-2 rev on that 2 day. But again, that would be considered early entry because we want to get above these wicks and where price has been neglecting. Okay. So that's what I like about TJ Maxx. So I got the 3 day. Nice consolidation on the 3 day. Nice fail two down. We just want to get above those equal highs. And I think that is, I believe that is ready. When I see price consolidating around equal highs and not really dropping to the downside, I know it's ready to make a move to the upside. It's just a matter of when. And what helps you with the win is just by buying time on your contracts, right? Full-time frame custom to the upside as well. Let's look at the analyze tab. I think September's would be the best bet with these. Reason being, you got the 135 Cs for 1.18 and you got 127 Cs for 1.52. That's an August expiration. Might as well just buy time and hold out. So again, I like the September's as well. And if we look at, let's say 129 or 130.47, that's over a 70% return on investment if we are able to hit that by the 13th. And for these kind of monthlies, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's some good movement. Check out the weeklies, not the weeklies, the August 15th, the 130.47, that's over 130% return. When we hit 131, that's over 200%. So you see that big percentage jump between 130 and 131. Pay attention. All right. 131.56. It's right around this range. And we can hit that. We can hit that fairly. If this decides to pop, that can happen in 2 or 3 days. But we want to give ourselves more than 2 weeks. Then we got a nice gap to fill. And then eventually you want to see if we hit 135.85. So the setup is there. It's a matter of when it's ready to pop and how it's ready to pop. Last but not least, I like Ross. Ross stores. Ross treated us good not too long ago. It did pop and get a nice pullback, so we got a like TTO going on in there. But let's take it from the top. We got a nice double inside quarter. It won't break 212 up on the quarter for a very long time. It has a ways to go, which is up at 155.58. Come to the month, we got a potential to go 212 reversal in a month above 141.39. Just something I like. I like the consolidation on the month as well. Looking at the week, we will open up inside week. That's the only discrepancy, but we do have a TTO going on a daily. This which got my attention. I don't think this is in an OTE just yet. But I do want to see if price can sit on top of this 50% at 135.85. I do want to see that. If Ross can sit on top of this 50%, that has my attention. There is a possibility in this discrepancy, a possibility that it can pull back further into the OTE. And if it does that, this deserve a lot more attention because now you're getting a discount, and especially if it holds 127.58, which I'm sure it will. And if it does give you another, if it pulls back and give you another setup within that range, that is an A+ setup to take this trade because it means that it's getting ready to reverse back to the upside, and that's a premium and a discount. Don't sleep on it. All right. Just in case, close above 137.64. We got a target of 138.78. We got a target of 141.39, and we got another target of 143.80. And let's check out that analyze tab really quickly. I like the August 15th. You can go with the September's on this one as well if you want more time. And let's see what happens if we hit these targets by the 8th. So if I want to target 141.39, that's over 100%. That's up to 100%, right? Go by. Half of next week, that's a light little fit, 43%. Not too bad, not too bad. If we hit the 143.80, that's up to 170%. Not too bad, not too bad. Again, you can go with September's with this if you want more time. That concludes the watch list. And peace. Shout out to everybody that's been watching this video. Keep watching, keep subscribing, sharing. I appreciate all the love, all the support. Thank you. I keep doing this for y'all. And shout out to the family.